Yo, what's going on, second channel? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're discussing home games only in Weekend League and if they're beneficial or not, why you should do them, why I do them, etc. So I thought we'd jump straight into it. Now, I can't show you an example in the Weekend League, but I can show you in Division Rivals because they work literally on the same servers. So we're going to go into Division Rivals and I'm going to show you guys how to know if it's a home game only, because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to tell if you're playing a home game or an away game, because as you know, both of them, every time you show up as home, right? But there's a distinct way. So this is very important. Watch very carefully. As you're loading into a game, you want to look for the right hand side of the screen. Now, if you're home, it says waiting for opponent there. Now the opponent loads in, so you've got a brief 1 to 2 seconds. He knew he was away. You got a brief 1 to 2 seconds to look to see if it says waiting for opponent, and if you load straight in with an opponent there already waiting for you, you're the away team. And it's the easiest way to tell. It's very easy. As you see there, waiting for opponent, you got 1 second, he loads in, he readies up. I don't actually want to play a game right now, but that's the easiest way to tell whether you're the home team or whether you're the away team. It's very easy to tell. Now, the benefits of being home or away, they're pretty simple, really. Now, it started off only for pros. It started off back in the day, I want to say back in like October, where this update sort of came into play and whatnot. We had the, or well, it came right at the start of the game, pretty much. But what would happen was pros would realize that there was a way to tell if you're home or away. So pros would then tell other pros, because they all have massive discords and group chats and whatnot. They would tell other pros, if you're away, don't play it. Don't play away, because you might play home playing pro. Only play home games, that way pros can't play other pros. And I totally get it. The reason that they do that is because it's hard enough as it is with FIFA to qualify for events and make a living becoming a professional player on FIFA. It's hard enough as it is. So what they would do is they would try and make it a little bit easier on themselves. They'd try to make the burden a little bit easier on themselves by playing only home games. With FIFA, it's the only game out there where you have to spend like £2,000 on the game just to have a competitive advantage and get into the competitive scene. And I find that stupid, so I understand why pros will play home games only, because they want to make it a little bit easier for themselves to qualify, because it's already hard enough playing 30 games a weekend league when you've had to invest £2,000 into your team at the start of the game. So that's why people started playing home games only. Now, that started to cotton on with a lot of players. Now, you've got to remember, the player base that is online most of the time, the player base watching YouTube videos and the player base on Twitter and the player base on Reddit and whatnot, that is a tiny percent of the full player base on FIFA. That's one thing that people seem to forget, is that the entire player base of FIFA aren't just on Twitter all the time. If you look at the most watched YouTuber, for example, I'd say it's probably Castro. Castro gets about 600,000-700,000 views per video. You've got to realize that out of 600,000 or 700,000 people, there's 4.7 million active transfers right now. And even if there's 2 per player of the active transfers, or 3 per player, that makes it like 1 to 2 million players on the game. So you got to realize that 700,000 people watching a video, even if it was every single person that plays Ultimate Team, that's a third of the players that are playing Ultimate Team at the minute. And it's not even that close. So when people are saying on Twitter, for example, play home games only, it's not every player that plays FIFA that understands that. So a lot of people have seen that as, oh, if people are playing home games only on Twitter, then it's only the knowledgeable FUT base that are playing home games only. So I'll play home games only, and I'll only come up against the people that don't actually know about it. You know, the people that don't look at Twitter and don't go on YouTube, that don't know, the guys that don't read Reddit. I'll play home games only and only play against them. So people have been playing home games only because of the pros, but they've started to continue it because it essentially means easier matchmaking, and that is completely true. It does mean easier matchmaking. Home games only eliminates playing against pros. It eliminates playing against the good players that don't want to play against pros as well. So all of a sudden, when you're, say, 17-2 and you've got a plus 15 elo, you're not going to come up against DH Tex, who's on a plus 15 elo, when he's at like 28-0, because he's playing home games only. It's going to carry on searching until it finds an opponent that's playing an away game for you, which more than likely will have a lower elo than a plus 15. That is the sheer nature of home games only, and that's why people play them, and me included. You know, I didn't used to play home games only, and I was getting 22s and 22s back to back to back, and I play home games only for the first weekend, and I went 25-5. The next weekend 25-5. The next weekend 23-7. The next weekend 24-6. Weekend after that 25-5. Like, to the point where last weekend I came 28-2. The matchmaking is so much easier with home games only that you essentially, it's almost like cheating, to be honest. It really is almost like cheating, because you get such an advantage by playing home games only, and that's what people fail to recognize. But it does also mean that you take a lot longer to load into games, you know. When I was 27-0, like a weekend and a half ago, when I was 27-0 and I was looking for home games only, it legitimately took me 35 minutes to find a game. That's how long it took. And I'm on PlayStation where there's more players. It took me 35 minutes to find a game because no one wanted to play an away game. When I finally found an away game, I played against someone that was in Gold 1. The guy was like 20-6. I played against someone that was 20-6 and I was 27-0. It's crazy. I find it crazy. So that is the sheer nature of home games only, why people play home games only. Do I think you should play home games only? If you want a competitive advantage, then yes. If you want easier matchmaking, then yes. When you go into the weekend league this weekend, if you didn't play home games only before, just try and play a few home game onlys. A lot of the time, there's a chance that within the first sort of 10 or 15 games, pros have started to play away games just because it's easy. The first 10 games of FUT Champs and the first 15 games of FUT Champs are usually quite easy, so a lot of pros have started playing away games in the earlier games, so you might find yourself still matching up against a pro or a good player here or there, but when you get to the latter stages of the FUT Champions, then you'll realise that a lot of people will be backing out because they want to play home games only, and you'll realise that a lot of the people you play against that are playing away games are lesser players. They are not as good players, and to give you a statistic right now that blew my mind, only 3% of all FIFA players have reached higher than Division 4. 3%. Now, if you're watching this video and you're in like Division 3 or Division 2, you're in the top 3% in the world for players' ability in FIFA. That, to me, blew my mind. So when you see somebody that's playing home games only, when he's playing away games and you're playing home games only, there's a very good chance that person could be not in that top 3%. And if you think about it, if you go into Division 4 and you're a high player, like for me, I'm in Division 2, I could push into Division 1, but I don't want to jeopardize the rewards I get every weekend because there's literally no point. But if I go into Division 4, I'll slap people. So that is the craziest statistic of all, that you could be playing against someone that's not in that top 3%. And that is the sheer reason why I play home games only, to give myself a competitive advantage in weekend league. And I don't even play all games. I don't play all 30 games anymore, to be honest, but I still do it because it means easier games. It's easier wins, so it's a win-win, to be honest. And I don't see the point in not playing home games only when you just want to get some easy wins. So that is my my thoughts on home games only, and that's almost like a tutorial on how to do it and why I think you should do it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. If you're enjoying the second channel content, make sure you subscribe down below as well. It's greatly appreciated. Let's push for 2,000 subscribers on this channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you lads later.